Hi, my name is Jason Pfister, and I am the creator of the JACOB Trilogy. The film, the JACOB Trilogy is broken into 3 films: Jacob's Request, Jacob's Dream, and then the third part, Jacob's Gift. We were a cast of 6 and a crew of 2, including myself and our cinematographer, Daniel Hale. The location of the films, we chose Runyon Park as our location for the first film. I thought that the entrance to the park and the water fountain would be a great meeting spot for the characters. And when I went up further, I got a bird's eye view of this great nature set just before me. And I thought, wow, this is it, because originally I was thinking of a park just down the street, but nothing compared to the way that this the layout of it, it was just great. So those were the locations, and then we used my apartment for the filming interiors and some of the exteriors on the sidewalk. There was a lot of symbolism within the film. There was the goldfish named Goldie. He's actually my pet. But he was in various parts of the films. He shows up on the journal, in the ceremonial place of the dream sequence. He also pops up in the opening and end credits as he bubbles up into the credits. He's the trinket and the gift at the end from CM. He also is on the box, the wooden box that contain the letters and cards that were left from CM when Shannon reaches for the wooden box. So there was a lot of symbolism with the goldfish as our film mascot, if you will. The red gloves that were used when Jacob grabs the leather case at the end, and then again those red gloves pop up in the third film, Jacob's Gift, as cousin Shelley's wearing the same red gloves as she grabs her goodie bag. So it kind of alludes to who was grabbing the leather case. Maybe it was cousin Shelley. We don't know, so there was that question. We also used the leather case itself. The leather case is shown at the beginning of the film as the cover carry for the file that is about to be understood or found out. And the case comes up in the bedroom too at the beginning of the second film, where Jacob's messy room contains that, and his mother doesn't see it as she's walking out. So we do see that, and that kind of ties into the fact that maybe it was Jacob that did follow one of the 2 into the park to find that. Another symbol of the film were the robins chirping. There's a few areas in the film where you can hear robins chirping as the unknown messenger makes his way into the park and to the fountain. You can hear the robins chirping, and then as he exits, kind of alluding to how this robin might know something or might be a messenger also in its own right, along with this messenger. And we also used eggs as a symbol, and you see the eggs come back after the dream as Jacob's having breakfast with his mom. And again, the sound of the robin chirping is heard when Jacob's eating his breakfast. And Jakoby did a a great job in that scene, because it was one of those, I wanted him to kind of show some confusion after being woken up, having this dream of robin's eggs, and then now he's eating eggs, and you can hear the robin, and he's maybe, you know, confused about that, but it kind of leaves a question with the audience as to what's he concerned about, you know. There's a particular scene where we come across a robin's nest, and I ended up making the nest with dirt, water, foxtails, baking it in the sun for a few days so that it would set, and then we used Whoppers candy robin eggs for robin eggs, which is great because I didn't have to search for like quail eggs and try to paint them, or, you know, so it was nice to find candy that actually we were able to use as a prop. When we were filming the snake scene, that was a lot of fun. We did a lot of takes on that because Jakoby was having a lot of fun with the surprise of the snake. The snake was a prop that I found at a costume shop on Hollywood Boulevard. I was searching for the prop one day, and I came across a few different models, if you will, of snakes, and there was rubber and plastic, and I found the plastic snake, but it had some designs on it, and I didn't know how well it was going to read on film with the movement because it's plastic, and so we ended up painting the snake black, and Jakoby helped to paint the snake black. We used lacquer to make it shiny, and that was a lot of fun because we're being artistic and kind of making our own props. And when we were filming that scene, and I was looking back at it on film, it does look a little artificial with the way it moves across the pathway, but then I thought, well, this is a dream, so maybe it doesn't matter anyways, like maybe in his dream it's a plastic snake that goes across the film, or across his way. Another symbol in the film was the 3 posters. Each poster reflects Jacob is reaching for something, which I didn't know about when I was putting the posters together, and I thought, oh, are they searching for, or is he searching for a higher meaning? So I thought that it was interesting that it came up as Jacob was reaching for something in each of those posters.
You'll notice, like, throughout the film, there is a lot of this, like, robin's egg blue color. And it's really kind of thrilling how that came to be, because when we were first setting up and talking about wardrobe, I was texting Jason, and he happened to be at this vintage clothing store in LA, and he was trying to look for something to sort of signal the messenger and Shannon. And he found 2 of the exact same color. One was a vintage scarf, and one was like a silk twilly. In the same bin at the bottom, and texted me a picture of it, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's perfect, that's so perfect. While we were shooting throughout the whole process, like when we were in Runyon Park, a runner ran by that had the same color shorts on, and you know, as we continued on, the gift wrap on Jacob's gift was actually wrapped in the same color. The robin's egg in the nest that Jason made were that same color. The scarf that Shannon had worn at the birthday party in the house had little birds on it, and also had that color. And then I had painted my nails that same color. And I will say, because we filmed different pieces, it wasn't really on my mind to be able to paint my nails that color. I just felt like, no, this is the right color for today. And so it's been really kind of interesting how there's been some really neat things that have sort of corresponded, especially the color. Jason filmed in front of this garage door that he walks in front of. It's the exact same robin's egg blue. And so there's been some really, really neat things that have tied everything together.
Originally, this project was supposed to be one film, Jacob's Request. At the end of the script, there was a point where I didn't know how I wanted to end the scene where the case is left at the water fountain. whether the case was to remain there or if the unknown messenger was going to come back and claim the case back. And then I thought more about it, and because the film was titled Jacob's Request, why wouldn't Jacob grab the case, since he had a hunch that maybe his mother might not be telling the truth? So I thought that makes more sense, so we ended up shooting that scene, and we didn't have a child actor at that time because we were filming on a Monday, and it was very last minute that we came up with, or that I came up with a script idea. So I had called Samarah and said, hey, I have this better idea, like why wouldn't Jacob grab the briefcase at the end? So I ended up, since we weren't able to have a child actor on that Monday and we had everything planned, I ended up playing the part of Jacob. So I ended up finding a child's shirt, and we ended up using Maggie's shoes for the shoot. And it was kind of funny having to portray a 9-year-old, but we were able to pull it off. And it was from that point that questions were asked about who is Jacob? Is he going to learn more? Was that Jacob? Who's Steve? Who's the other guy that's involved? So there was a lot of questions that were being asked at the end of that film. We got some positive reception from film festivals, and so I had the idea to maybe elaborate on that project and make it into a part 2, a sequel. And so when I was writing the second part, it ended up being like 20 minutes, I think. So I thought, well, this is double the length of the first one. So I thought, well, why don't I break this down into 2 additional parts and make it into a trilogy? So that's what ended up happening. And we shot the second and third film together. So I was able to split it up. The second film more went along the lines of the relationship between his mother, Shannon, and Jacob.
When Jason first sent me the script, I was kind of blown away. I wasn't expecting it to be have such a mystery to it and have such like an open-ended ending. It didn't go the way that I had anticipated in my mind it would go as I was reading it, which was really thrilling. So I knew it was something that I wanted to be a part of because of the mystery. And anyway, we finally all got together, Maddie and Jason and myself. We went hiking together to kind of talk about the script and talk about the characters, and we sat at a picnic bench and did like a little read through, and we all had different opinions of what was going on with Shannon and what was happening with the paternity test and who these people were in her life. And I will say that I probably had the most like dramatic version that I thought was going on for Shannon, but it was really cool how everybody interpreted something else based on the script that was written. And I think that's the moment that I knew that this was really going to be a special project, because obviously art is meant to be for our own interpretation. So how wonderful that the writer and the co-actress and myself all had a different understanding of what was going on. So that made it really exciting. I think when I decided to delve into the character, though, I really felt like Shannon was very put together. She clearly had some things in her past, but I felt like, to use the term, she was very Stepford in a way, that she wanted to also maintain very put together, this normalcy, this in control aspect of her, but also needing to get to the bottom of things because her son was asking questions, and ultimately what mother won't do anything for their child. So it kind of put her in a place where she was a little off kilter because she had to face some things that she had immaculately separated herself from. At least that was my understanding for Shannon and what she had going on for her. So it's hard for Shannon to reveal to Clarissa the stuff that she was going through.
I'm Maddie McCuskey, and I played Clarissa. We had so few rehearsals together live, Shannon and I, that that it was unpredictable how that was going to feel to run the dialogue together. I had this like awesome job of listening, you know, just literally being the role of listener in our relationship in that moment for her. But it was also, you know, you read the script and you develop all of these ideas and you have all these opinions about how you would guide a friend going through this. But it just was a different moment being there at the table across from her and watching and truly listening to her and how she was processing it. Sort of all the prep was gone. It was just to be. It was really cool. Samarah had such a way of being Shannon that was very layered, that she admittedly didn't have it together. She admittedly didn't know what was going on. So I just felt an overwhelming amount of empathy. I think that I was kind of like caught. I was like, wait a minute, I don't remember thinking I was going to cry in this scene. And then it started to go that way, just watching her process sort of in the moment what she was, what was being revealed to her.
So as directing and writing and being on that side, I had spent a lot of time envisioning what I wanted as far as shots, setups, where I thought, you know, certain angles might work better, or just a lot of things did come up improvised in a sense, just because we were in certain areas, especially the Jacob's Dream, the second part, when our intention was to film at the Wisdom Tree, and when that didn't happen, I had already had the script written out, so we had to find another location. Luckily we had the Runyon Canyon, but I had to switch script idea for the end of that dream sequence because it didn't match with what the Wisdom Tree was holding for us at the end with the journal. And so I had to recreate that as we were driving back to Runyon Canyon for that dream sequence. So a lot of things were done with, you know, that improvisation where you know, things come up, things happen.
There is something really interesting about the mystery of it, but then there's also, like, I'm sure there's a part of Jacob's character that wants to know. Like, I want to know more. I mean, for me and Shannon's preparation, there's a reason why she sealed everything off, right? There was a reason, and I think it's bigger than what she shared. But do we find out that CM is actually lovely, and he's wonderful, and how wonderful for Jacob to be able to have that in his life. So I don't know. I don't know what Mr. Pfister has in his mind and where that will go from there. But if anything, I'm certain it will still have a shroud of mystery. So.
That was my favorite part of the script, because coming together as multiple actors and filmmaker and director all sitting down to talk about that, not one of us had the same idea about who that person was and what it meant and why she was doing what she was doing. So it was really a fun way to experience it, which very much again felt live and in the moment, because my perception, my idea of him after reading the script and knowing what was about to happen for her was so different from how she handled it. So it was a whole new uncertainty that felt very natural, very organic.
It's recording.
Okay, and action.
I already forgot my first line.
Listen, oh, you go,
Yeah.
Look, there's little eggs in here.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, we'll cut.
Okay. Recording.
And action.
Look, there's little eggs in there. I wonder where the mother bird went.
Well, she probably heard us coming and flew off.
Or maybe that's the father bird scared.
Okay,
There's 3 in there.
okay, don't touch them though. Mom and Dad Bird might not come back. Here, let's keep going.
Okay. All right, camera recording.
Action. Run!
All right, so camera recording.
And action.
Ah!
Are you okay?
I think that was a rattlesnake.
I don't know what that was. Let's keep going. Cut.
All right, camera recording.
Are
Action.
you?
Okay. And action.
Are you my father?
Cut.
Okay, here we go. Camera recording.
And action.
Put one right
Okay,
here?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ah, come on. This is a hard one. It's frozen.
I'm recording. Oh.
Want to make sure we're all out of here. All right. Hold on. Do that again, okay? Sorry.
Nope. I'll give it a shot. Nope.
You want me to do it?
Do it.
Yeah.
Is your back getting tight?
Okay. I'm worried that you're going to see my shadow.
Doesn't matter.
No. I'll do a little bit better. Let's do it. I'll just keep dropping it until we kind of get one that's...
Yeah.
Is that going to work? Or is
Yeah,
better?
no, that works.
Okay.
All right, camera recording.
Okay. And action.
Mom, I'm gonna go to Tommy's. He wants to see me because it's my birthday.
Okay. Just make sure you're home by 3 p.m., okay? Because Uncle Jerry and Aunt Shelley, Cousin Shelley are going to be here for cake and presents. I have to do it again.
Okay. And go.
Go for it.
Action.
Action.
Look, there's more than two in here.